Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Last week was Pukorama for me. It was just like on the weekend. I just like got the heebie-jeebies, went to bed, and then woke up like needing to barf all over the place, basically. Oh,
Um, yeah. I mean, kid was sick the first day of school, so she wasn't able to go.
oh yeah.
Doing the same thing, the pukey, and
Was she okay afterwards?
she felt fine, other than just she couldn't hold down anything.
Yeah, I haven't felt this way like ever really. Like I like the puking part usually is enough to make me feel good enough to like eat afterwards and stuff like for the next day or something. Like maybe it takes me a little bit to recover, but this time it was just like I couldn't I didn't feel like eating anything. I felt like eating anything would like make me want to throw up again, sort of thing. Like I don't know, man.
Gross.
Gross is right.
Did you see there was a video that I watched this morning that I saw on Reddit, and I don't know if it's something that like a lot of people saw it, but I don't know if it's exploded or not yet. You know what I mean?
Are we talking about the? Well, what is this
No,
Reddit
no,
video?
I'm curious. You tell me.
Well, there was a Yakuza video that came out.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. That's a video game thing.
Oh, okay.
We can talk
Non-video
about
game
that
related.
video game thing another later on for sure. No, there was a video of a dude who planned a trip to go to Japan with his girlfriend,
Hmm.
and then his girlfriend broke up with him, and so he brought his dad instead. And then the video that I watched, what they did is they recorded him singing "Mamma Mia" like in different locations in Japan.
Okay.
But it's a very cool rendition of it. It's I don't know, it's a little too chip tuney for my tastes, but he's got a good voice, and the editing is on point. And it's funny because I watched it this morning just as a passing. You check your stories in the morning. You know what I mean? Look at your stuff, and you forget about everything like 10 minutes after, right? But
Okay, but how did this float to the top of your feed?
yeah, but that's what I'm curious about. And so I found over the course of the day, I kept thinking about this video, and I think it's because it's so honest. Does that make sense? Like it feels like, here's a dude that wanted to make a video, and he made a video and he put it on YouTube. Like, do you remember when YouTube used to be that instead of the like YouTuber channel thing?
You mean trying to force things to happen rather than
Yeah,
just like, yeah.
yeah. So I think I appreciated it just as a like, this is cool, right? Like his dad shot the camera from what I understand, and it's just he's got like the like he's got like a headset connected to like a I don't know, some box or something, right?
A recording device.
Yeah, yeah. But it's not into a cell phone. It's something a little bit more than a cell phone. But yeah, I think that because it's honest, because it's kind of got the story behind it, it sat with me for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
Okay.
I wasn't cynical for a short time, right?
Hmm. I want to see this video now.
What is the intro music? So if you're listening to the episode, you've already heard what it sounds like. I'll find it. I'll make sure I put it in the show notes too.
Nice.
Um,
Well, yeah,
anything
you had a pretty good week.
else? Yeah, busy like every week, right?
Getting back into things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like my workplace all of a sudden got way busier because somehow our building signed off on a new lease for the floor that I'm sitting on without telling us. So as of October 1st, we're supposed to get moved out.
A different building?
No, to a different floor. Like we were always talking about moving floors, but they didn't tell us that they had sold our floor from us. So now everything's in a huge panic to get things done and shit, man. Because this, like for IT, it means like we gotta like move phone lines and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of things that we gotta do. So it's like a rush right now.
That's how it is.
Man. It is.
I got a bunch of video game stuff. Tim's going to be on a little bit later.
Yeah.
We can talk about some stuff, I guess, though. Do you want to? Maybe we should save video game stuff. Should we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's save it.
I don't know, dude. It's one of those things. Like you think about adult life now, and I don't want this to be just complaining about being old. But in 2 weeks, nothing has changed, and anything that has changed is not worth talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that I'm the worst person to have a podcast because, like, I don't want to talk about myself, and not for any like privacy concerns or anything, just because it's like shit's not interesting.
All right.
Like, it's stuff that I would talk to you about or stuff I could talk to Tim about, but it just, I don't know. It's not really that fun to listen to, you know?
What's not fun to listen to?
This guy.
Hi.
See, now we can talk.
Oh, that's good.
He was waiting for you, Tim.
Is it balance? Or it's the trifecta. We're all balanced out now.
Yeah. Yep. Did you see that video, Tim?
What video?
The video. There's the guy whose girlfriend broke up with him, and then he went to Japan with his dad instead.
I didn't watch it, but I saw that existed, and he sang ABBA in a river or something.
You gotta watch it.
I do. Oh.
Because I watched it. I was just telling Ken, like, I watched it and I was like, okay, fine, internet, whatever. But then, like, over the course of the day, I thought of it many times, and then I got home and I watched it again, and then, like, right before the podcast, I watched it again, and I don't know why it's so compelling.
Weird. Okay.
But it is.
Interesting.
I have a story of something that happened this week.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty funny. I've been playing Yakuza 2 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
The story's not good. Like, I know, Ken, this is one of your favorites, right? Can you try to sell me on what's so good about it?
Oh, for me, like, it was just like because it's Osaka, like that's a big thing. Like,
yeah, but a bunch of the games have Osaka now.
Yeah, it is, but it's not like it's not just like Dotonbori. It's like all parts of Osaka. This one, like,
well, so apparently that's later in the game because it's just been Dotonbori for me.
Yeah,
like I heard the ending is at a place, and that's the only reason that I keep playing is because I hear the end is really good.
Sure,
but I'm sitting around. I don't know how many chapters there are. There's usually like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at chapter 10 and the pacing is brutal. Like, it just, like, I was having fun. I was into the story. And then all of a sudden it just turned to something different. And then it's just me walking from area to area. Like, go to this checkpoint, go to this checkpoint, watch this story, go to this checkpoint. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was
you gotta remember, like, this was like back in 2007 that I played it or something like that.
No, and not to criticize your interest in it, but just like all I'm saying is that it's really poorly paced. It just it was fine, and then all of a sudden just awful. But I'll push through it, and because I do want to get to the ending. I heard the end is very cool.
No.
But the story that I wanted to tell you guys, there's that I don't know if it's always been the case, but especially recently, there's been like super sexy mini games. Like, there's always been like the phone thing or something, but like Phone Club.
Yeah.
But was it Yakuza 6 was the one with the like video chat?
Yeah.
And so it's like a video of like a real like AV model.
Yeah. Adult video, meaning actual porn in Japan, or what passes for porn in Japan.
Sure. And it's just like lingerie and stuff. It's not, anything super explicit. But like, it's titillating in any case, right? Like, it's something. So in this one, they added this thing where you're a photographer and then you're like doing like this flirty banter between like your model and you while you're taking pictures of her, and you don't actually take pictures. That's just the setup. And then the mini game for it is that you have to choose one of, I think it's three options, 3 times to put together a sentence. And if the sentence makes sense and is like charming or whatever, then you get like hearts. And then if you get the hearts right, then she keeps going and she's happy. And then you get like the next outfit, the next video.
Sure.
And it's embarrassing as hell.
It's just like real life, right? That's what you do. You piece together 3 different separate random nouns in a sentence, and hopefully get by. And
then the girl gets hot for you.
That's right.
Is that how your selection works in your mind? Like it's like a roulette wheel, and you have to stop it at the right time.
Everything's in groups of 3. I break everything up into groups of 3.
It was great though, because I was playing it and I was like, this is terrible. Like I was shaking my own head playing this thing. But you gotta, for completion, I gotta go through all of them.
Does it really give you achievements for it? Or is it
no.
part of platinuming it?
Yeah, but I won't get the platinum. I never do platinum for Yakuza games. It's too much.
No.
Does it still have like the host club stuff where you're like a host and like have to answer sentences to try and like
not host, but they reuse the Yakuza 0 Cabaret Club.
That sucks. So they got rid of one of the.
And I like but the host thing is so weird.
Is it? I mean, like you're a host, like you're trying to like talk up girls, like it's a reverse.
And I don't like doing that either. In any case, so I'm playing this video, right? And my phone rings, and so I answered it, and it's a coworker. It's like another girl from work. She's like, "What are you doing right now?" I was like, nothing. It just like, how often does your phone ring anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't ever talk to anybody on the phone, but just I thought it was pretty funny to have the phone ring at that moment and answer and just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that in terms of Yakuza 2, I think that Kaoru's boring. The police are boring. Like the was it Jingwon Mafia or whatever it's called is boring. Like it's just it's I don't know. I'm not.
Well, for you, it's like stuff that's already like this stuff is done and in the past. Like even when you started the series.
No, I understand that, and I thought about that too, and whether that was knowing that everything works out and knowing that you can kind of get a sense of either characters that A die or B move, or you know what I mean. Like Kaoru doesn't have any play for any other thing after this. So she either, she stays a cop or she dies or whatever, but she's not in it anymore, right?
Right.
And the same thing with what's his name? Dragunov. Yeah, Gota.
Yeah.
And so I guess that it takes some of the suspense out, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I enjoy the game, but the story in this one's it's hurting me.
It's a bit like the first 2 were kind of straight cut sort of things, right? They're not even like
they're not the soap opera that it turns into later, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they're not the brofest either that happens later on either.
Just
right?
so good.
Brofests are always good.
But that doesn't happen until like the 4th one, right? So even like the 3rd one doesn't have that. Like it's very much singular Kiryu, like getting through things. Like the first 3 and the last one are very much like that. So,
and I don't mind the 6th. I don't mind just playing Kiryu. Yeah. And I don't want to make it sound like I hate this game. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. It's just right now is a slog.
There's a lull in the story on it. So
yeah, in a big way.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll push through it and I'll finish and I'll enjoy it and that'll be fine. It just it's like Marvel superhero movies now.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a shit about any of them.
Yeah.
If one presents itself to me, yeah, maybe I'll watch that. And then I watch it and I forgot everything that happened like 10 minutes after, right?
Yeah.
Because it's starting to feel a little bit like that. But I'm not complaining about it at all. I still love it. It's just that's kind of my experience with it now.
Sure.
Because it's been like 7 games, like 7 mainline games or main story games that don't count.
Yeah,
side
mainline.
stuff.
Someone's mainlining it.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
good word.
Yeah, but you might, like you were saying, like there's a little bit maybe too much of this right now, you know. And then
There's a
you've got
lot.
you still got Hokuto no Ken
Yep.
on
Yeah,
North
like
Star out this year.
in
So,
less than a month, right?
yeah, and then they're talking about that new game coming out next year as like Project Judge. I was like, okay.
That great. That looks okay. I don't know.
Judge Eyes.
Yeah, and even Hotoku no Ken, I saw someone playing the demo of it, and I don't know if it's just the demo, but it certainly looked pretty repetitive for combat, like always ending in like doing a cinematic combo on them over and over for each enemy. Like it seemed to slow things down a lot. I don't know if you don't have to do that, but it's sort of strange. I don't know why that was happening. Maybe it's like for the demo, you're allowed to do it like every enemy.
I'm
For the
excited
actual
for
game.
it. Well,
It
no, but
seemed-
Yakuza's the same thing though, right? You charge up your heat gauge and then you do whatever finisher on them.
This was like 5-6 enemies in a row. He'd go punch, 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 and then it would do the trigger like press this button to do it, and then go into a
But
cinematic,
you
and
can
then
do that in Yakuza too, though.
oh really? Oh, I don't know. It seemed to break the action up a little too much, but
Don't do it.
I guess so.
Yeah, you don't
I'm-
have to
I'm
do it,
excited.
yeah, so,
I'm excited for it for sure. I'll play that.
yeah, we'll see.
Looks really good.
I was thinking about giving the comic a reread before then.
And it's got good voice acting, right? What's his name in it? The Japanese voice actor. Even the English sounded pretty good from what I heard of the demo.
It's funny. I know I've said on the show a couple times about like, oh, just the English is fine. Weeb, Japanese, whatever. But it's a fucking travesty to play that game in English.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, but they're using all the Yakuza voice actors for it. It's just okay, sure. But
I can't. Yeah, but it's the same thing with Yakuza. I couldn't play Yakuza in English. That's weird.
yeah.
Because it's well,
Because
I
it's in
can't
Japan.
anyways. Well, no, and there is no dub, right?
Yeah.
But-
Well, I mean, you could play original release of the first one.
Oh,
Get some
thanks.
Mickey Rourke. Yeah. But yeah, I that should be cool. So you didn't jump back into Destiny then?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Playing the last couple nights, Gareth jumped on randomly too. He started playing.
So Tim, explain
good.
this to me how you paid to get this back up, because my understanding was you had to pay a lot.
Well, I bought the Legendary Edition because it was cheaper than getting all the DLCs, or this almost the same price or cheaper. And I had games to trade in anyway. So I had some games to trade in at EB that ended up paying for the.
So explain
Yeah,
how that works.
But
with the
doesn't that mean that
Legendary
you could
Edition.
get other things though? So you paid more than a game's price to get this thing?
I bought the Legendary Edition, which is all of them.
Which is
And
which
'cause
is
I
how
added
much?
up
Which
the
is how much?
DLCs, right? And they're both like $26.99 on.
Okay, but how much
right?
was the legendary thing?
$79.
So you paid $80 plus 40 for the expansion?
No, just 80.
Oh, that's for the whole thing.
Everything. Yeah, and now I have an
Okay,
extra
so
copy.
so
someone
for
can have, but
for people who to get back into it, okay, you can't just buy the
You can.
Forsaken. You can't just
No.
buy Forsaken by itself to
No.
get back into it if you only bought regular vanilla Destiny, because there's two
which is now
expansions,
free
right?
on PSN as well, by the way.
There are two expansions, right? So you had to get those two expansions in order to get you up until now,
That's right.
right? So
Yeah.
so basically, to catch you up and to get Forsaken, you had to buy the Legendary Collection, which is basically everything in one package, but not
Yes.
including the future DLC. Just
No.
everything up until Forsaken.
That's fucked.
It's
Like,
yeah,
that
it's
in itself is
it
why
is
I
it
didn't
is
buy
kind
it.
of it is kind of dumb, but it's basically all the changes they've made are great, and all the things that I wanted. There's way more to do in it. There's way more interesting elements to the gear and upgrading the gear, and there's a lot of stuff to chase. There's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, I hadn't played any of the DLCs, the 2 DLCs.
They're both shit.
I
It was
liked
a
the end of the
total waste
second
my
one.
fucking money.
The first one was kind of not that great, but I liked the end of the second one. I liked the Warmind Rasputin, like his voice and stuff was pretty cool. And I just liked the idea of Rasputin. So in terms of a lore element, I actually thought that was pretty sweet. And I just started the Forsaken, and so far it's pretty awesome. It's mainly there's just a ton of stuff to do in it. And they've apparently fixed Crucible. Everything's way faster. You can move faster. Time to kill's a little shorter. It's 6v6 now, I think, in most cases for most of the maps. The new mode Gambit, I haven't played it, but everyone else says it's pretty awesome because it's essentially like a PvE where you can invade the other side. So you're running around as a group killing enemies, and then you're trying to bank moats, apparently, and then the other team can jump into your game and try and kill you to steal your moats. So there's a bit of both elements in one mode for it. Yeah, I don't know. It's doing it for me. It's pretty cool, and apparently people are talking about the major area that unlocks later is supposed to be quite cool.
Not to interrupt you, but can you move your cell phone away from your computer or whatever your helicopter thing is?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. How's that? Fix it.
Seems like
It's okay.
Seems like it.
Okay.
No, it came back.
What?
Anyways, I'm having a lot of trouble trying to justify this. Like even right now, this is literally an expansion pack, right? It's not like a full game with more story and a bunch of stuff. Like it's not like another whole Destiny that you're paying for, right?
I don't know that it's another full raid, and everything that goes with a full raid. And the story seems to be reasonable length for this particular DLC. It's not as short as the other 2 DLCs. It's quite a bit longer. Plus all of the changes they made. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how long the story is.
But you're paying for them to fix a broken game. Like I've already paid.
I wouldn't have picked it up if I didn't have things to trade to basically not have to pay any actual money that I.
But why don't you save it and buy other games?
Because I had nothing else I wanted to play.
You will in the future.
But I wanted to play this.
Okay.
Because I wanted to I don't know. I don't like leaving this set. Like if they legitimately fixed it, I wanted to try it because I liked I liked the core, what it was. There was a lot of things that I enjoyed about playing that with last year, and I kind of missed it.
Again, the helicopter again.
I don't know why it keeps happening. Okay, if it happens again, I'll bow out because I don't want to ruin the thing. But
no, don't bow out.
Fixed it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try not to move around too much. But yeah, I still I didn't play the first Destiny, right? And so I feel like I missed out on that, and I didn't play a lot of WoW. Like I was just talking about how I think a couple of podcasts ago I was playing WoW. I leveled up to almost 60, and it's just boring right now. It's going to take forever for me to get ready to even do a raid. I'm going to have to join a friggin' group of people to do a raid. And all the nonsense that goes with it. It's too much work to get that small bit of gold out of playing World of Warcraft that I don't think I can do it.
They have Raid Finder now, don't they?
Yeah, but it's even just getting into the actual final content. I feel like you have to be in a group of people that you can't just be with randos for stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You can. They made it easier for the Raid Finder.
No, but coordination wise.
Yeah, it's easy mode, just so you can see content. It's not.
Yeah, I don't want it to be easy. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be that easy. I did a bunch of dungeons, not Raid Finder, but Dungeon Finder stuff, and that was fine, reasonably difficult. But even in that, people are complete idiots. Even when it's easy mode, so I'm there's no way that I'm gonna be able to find. I have to join a guild. I have to show up for certain nights. I don't know. I was that's too much work. So I was thinking more about that, and I was oh yeah, Destiny came out. It was kind of similar in terms of what I would get out of it, reading more about it and looking at some of the changes with the gear. And yeah, I was if I can, I had to sort of justify it by saying, look, if I have some games I can trade in for it, I'm not paying like out of pocket like new money for a new game. But if it's games I'm not going to play again that I can possibly trade in, I'll see if I can pick it up.
So the way that I see it, and it's totally cool. Like your decision, your decision. I'm not arguing against that. I'm saying for me, it's still like you say it's not new money, but it's new money that could have paid for other video games that'll come out later, right?
Sure. Yep.
I
won't be buying anything for a while anyway, though. There's nothing else that I want coming out this year.
I have a sore spot with this. It's like I have a problem paying them like full price for their bad behavior. Like I don't know about like paying them $80 when we already paid like $80 or whatever we paid when it first came out is ridiculous to me. Like it's just it's just catch up to get to where it is now, and like there's no contrition on their part. There's no, oh, you guys were like early adopters, like you guys will get this for whatever. Like none of that's like okay to me. Like it's just them like saying, well, you guys are addicted, so here you go, buy another one, and here's all the stuff that we took out and are now putting it back, and that's what you're paying for. Isn't it good that you guys are in? It's just I can't believe how frustrating that is. Like,
I can totally see that. I mean, I was on that side. I'm still kind of on that side a little bit.
That's why I'm so surprised.
I was so mad
about
it.
Hardest core about that with us.
That's why I
dropped it off of it first. And you're like, well, I got to go back and see what it is because I feel I was missing out.
I know.
What?
I'm addicted to it. Yeah, and I want to play another raid. That feeling of playing that one raid was, even if it was flawed, was so good that I want a taste of that again, man. It's crack.
Talk to me when there's 4 raids and then like
that raid was shit too compared to the other
I know. That's what I heard, right? But even that, like, it was. I loved it because
So then you wait.
I've never done it.
Wait and you buy Anthem in the spring.
Yeah, hey, maybe we'll see. We'll see how it is. Hopefully, it's good, man.
Yeah, I'd rather put the money towards Anthem and possibly even Tom Clancy's game, the freaking
Division.
The hell's that Division? Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that one, but yeah, that one can wait. If you decide to go Division 2, Chris, let me know and I'll probably join you on it.
I likely won't. I'll play Anthem. Division, I don't care. Yeah. But Anthem looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't heard too much of it. That's made me. I haven't been following it, so I don't know.
I wasn't either, and then I saw a trailer with like I don't know 4 dudes fucking jetpacking through a cave. I was like, hell yes, I'll buy that.
I think anything with jetpacks really gets your motor running.
Gets any motor running on anybody. Like it's the best thing ever.
You know why? I think where it started for you. It's friggin' EDF.
I think it's more than jetpacks are cool. There was a thing on
Rocketeer
on Reset Era about Anthem only having 2 dialogue choices, and the quote that he gave was, "The 2 choices aren't aligned with a morality system of any kind, but do differ in tone slightly."
What?
Do you guys have a problem with this, or what?
Why is there? Okay, wait.
Because
he doesn't have dialogue.
Well, no, because it's BioWare, and so everybody expects it to have like this deep. I don't give a shit. Like, how about no dialogue choices? Just let me play the game.
Yeah,
because they've got a legacy of Mass Effect and Dragon's Age.
But don't force it into your game. Like, I don't.
Course. But there's a 100-page thread. There's a 100-page thread on Reset Era about how like, oh, I'm not buying this. BioWare sucks. I hate Anthem. You're like, what?
Reset Era has 100-page threads about the dumbest things in the world. So don't even.
It really, really set me off. Like, remember a couple months ago, you were like, fucking. Like you were angry about something that you saw in there. Like that was me when I saw that. I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's the. I don't even know how to describe this website. It really just concentrates some of the worst people who are the most rigid people. I will say that's what.
But is it rigidity or is this just like again
everybody on the internet now?
This makes me like I don't know whether it ages me or what, but is this just like how people are now?
No,
Like,
I
is
think
it an internet
on the
thing?
internet,
Is it a
Everybody
know.
being picky about everything, trying to like always talk about like, oh, I'm a Monday morning quarterback telling everybody what to do after everything's done, sort of thing.
Maybe the internet's like that. I only go to this real. No, you know what? Other websites, I mean, other message boards are not always like this. Like Something Awful forums aren't like this at all.
yeah?
It's actually refreshing. It's really, you don't see half of the stuff there. I think the moderation's a bit different. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
a culture thing, I guess.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
Putting
culture.
certain groups together, and those certain groups like to be picky.
It's not everybody. There's just certain people that are so rigid, and the moderators just need to ban those people more often. Like, I wish I was a moderator. I'd
Fix the internet.
hammer the hell out of it.
But what do you do when the moderators are like half the problem?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is.
I have some serious well, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Sure.
But that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I don't want to talk about it because I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
You care though. I care too. Sometimes.
No, I
Sometimes.
don't. I legitimately don't. Like, it's frustrating.
You
because-
care in the moment.
Yeah, and then I walk away from it because it's internet, and internet is not real.
Well, yeah, you got to remind yourself though. Like I
don't
sometimes
have
I have
to
to
at
remind
all.
myself. I'm like,
I
oh yeah,
don't
I
at
got to stop
all.
spending time looking at this stupid thread because people are losing their minds over something, and I don't need to get wrapped up in this. Like
Sure.
it does pull you a little bit. You want to kind of say something, or you want to like, I mean, like then you remind yourself, you're like, this is stupid. Why am I even reading this nonsense? Right? Like, okay, how many pages of that 100-page thread did you look at?
And probably 3.
How many posts? Oh, okay.
But I'm sure like there was some like there's people who are coming at Anthem from I'm sick and tired of Destiny and the shit that they're pulling, and I want something that's an alternative that looks cool, and this looks
who's
cool.
the dev for Anthem again? BioWare and anyone else?
But there's
BioWare.
other games. Like, this is the thing that kills me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like the style of Anthem. Don't play it.
Yeah.
Play other
Yeah.
games.
Exactly.
Like, just because BioWare is making a game that's different from all of the other games they've made in the past, why is that a negative?
Just because people think that because they're making this, they're not out there making another Mass Effect or Dragon Age, which is what a lot of
which
people
they also
have not
complained about nonstop. So
exactly because they didn't make a good one that time, and blah blah blah. There's a lot of backstory about resources getting pulled from, for example, Mass Effect Andromeda, and then how they didn't have enough resources for it because everybody at BioWare was focused on Anthem. So there's a lot of
that's exciting. Let's play Anthem then.
exactly. So there's a lot of resentment built towards that, right?
Well,
because of that.
I can as much as I'd like to say it's like, oh yeah, people are just being entitled and they got to move on. When Diablo 3 was announced, I posted a lot in Blizzard forums about things related to like decisions I thought, like as more info was being revealed and stuff, like I was concerned about that game, like how it was going to launch. And you know, maybe the devs don't read any of that. I have no idea. But I was like posting in there and arguing with people about stuff, about ideas about how they were going to do the mod system and all the items and itemization. And I was super into that at the time. And yeah, looking back, maybe other people might be like, why did you care so much? But like, well, because it's Diablo 3, right? Like I had a lot of
No, okay, but that's not
expectations.
a good analogy though, because it's not that it's Diablo.
not a sequel.
It's it's not
No,
the same
that's
series.
true.
It's like if you really like Diablo, and so you go into Blizzard forums and start complaining about fucking Hearthstone.
Taking away my developer dollars from
Right,
making a good Diablo 3. They're
I
making
suppose.
this.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, the fact that it was something that I expected because it was a sequel, not because it's a new game,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Yeah. People are entitled. There you go.
Yeah. But devs make decisions to try and give you different experiences because if it's exactly the same experience, it's not good either for some people, like they can't satisfy everybody.
Like they keep
That
changing
kind of-
things up for Yakuza.
Yeah.
Well, it's devs that listen to their fans too much, and there's devs that don't listen to their
Yes.
fans at all, right?
Don't listen to them and just make your game. And if you make a shitty game, then hey, that's
Yeah.
on you.
It's on you. Yeah, I agree.
I have no don't listen to fans for anything. Just make it. The reason that you have fans is because you made something great at the beginning. So just do that some more.
Yeah, and if you're too dumb to know why they liked it, well, then yeah, it's on you. right? That sometimes happens too, right? Where they try to make a sequel and they change everything about what they liked, and it's like, okay, well, you just totally missed the point here, but oh well, right? There's so many sequels that do that. You're like, what? Why? Why did you change? Like, do you know why people liked your game in the first place? Like, and it's kind of a stupid example, but that Secret of Mana remake that came out, it's like, let's totally change the graphics into some weird cell phony 3D. Like, it just is awful.
But also
Everyone
came
hated
out for
it.
cell phone, didn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just,
What was
you
the
didn't
reason?
have to do that anyway. Bizarre. Why would you remake that game and make it worse anyway?
Why would you remake it at all in the first place?
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, it had a lot of bugs. They could have made a better version and took out some bugs, but yeah. I played some other stuff. If you wanna, we'll quickly go over that. I put a bit more time into the Messenger, that Switch Metroidvania ninja game.
Yeah,
It's okay. I mean,
okay.
the boss fights are good, okay, but I'm like wandering around looking for the next friggin' boss fight, and I don't know if it's gonna come. Like I've found one of the special items that I hunted for that out of 8 things you're supposed to find, and they didn't fight a boss. So I'm like, okay, are there not that many bosses? Do you like? It's like, it feels like an old 8-bit, 16-bit game, and they've done that really well, and it's got really sharp controls. But it just doesn't have, there's some charm missing, and the music is bad. That's part of it. Like, the music is just grating. It's not good music. Like, the soundtrack, there's one track that I'm like, oh, this is actually not awful. Like, it makes me not want to play the game. That's how bad the music is. Like, look up a video of the shop music. It's aggravating to listen to, this shop music. You should put it at the end of the show, how annoying it is. Like, tell me it's not. You should listen to this shop music. I don't know who composed the music for this game. I don't like it, and it's enough to take. It makes me not want to play it. The bosses that I fought were really cool so far. The graphics are good. They're quite reasonably good. There's not a lot of character to them, to be honest. Even though they're.
Would you say there's a lot of graphics?
What do you mean a lot of graphics? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
Like, is there a lot of them?
Compared to what? Sure. I don't
That's
know how
cool.
to answer
That's
that.
cool.
Okay. Is that what you're doing now? Is that what we're doing here? Jackass. I'll move on if that's boring you.
No, that's not.
Did you? So I heard that there's a pretty big twist in the middle. Are you past that, or
yeah, it's not. And it's okay.
It's like
this is another
graphic twist.
Here's another issue. Now that I think about it, that I found myself thinking about. It's doing that. Oh, it's a video game thing. Instead of just playing it straight, you're a ninja. There's time travel. Stop pulling me out of your game with your awful music and your meta humor. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that meta humor thing where it's like, I bet you expected this, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's
like Celeste.
Celeste barely does that. And
yeah,
it's not even, this is not
Celeste,
even close.
Celeste had a little bit of that though, and it drove me crazy.
Really did it? I don't
know. Actually. Like the Instagram bullshit.
It had millennial humor, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that meta humor thing where, hey, I know, don't you know you're playing a game, and the characters refer to it as if it's a game, or start talking like fourth wall breaking kind of stuff. Like, player, aren't you in a video? Like, isn't that funny? We subverted your expectations because this is a video game. That kind of stuff. Instead of just playing it straight.
Not like Guacamelee, where there's like memes on the walls and stuff like that.
More like yeah, and I don't like that. I just play it straight. It's friggin' ninjas and time travel. Go with it. Like, go serious with it, right? Okay. Like, I actually would prefer that. And so it just, I mean, it's well designed. Like, I'll give it that. But
that's not how things work now, though. Like, everything has to be a joke. You can't take anything seriously.
Yeah, it's disappointing. But I played something that was really cool. I didn't play too much of it yet, but I picked up Firewall. Zero, whatever, that VR Counter-Strike.
Did you get it for free?
Game? No.
Why not?
I didn't get it for free.
Why?
With the aim controller and stuff?
Yeah, why don't you trade in some games and get it?
Because I already had bought it.
Oh.
The day it came out. I bought Forsaken later.
So you had games to trade in?
No, I picked it up at Best Buy like on a whim. like that night I ran over before and they actually had one. I didn't think they'd have a copy of it, and they did. So I was like, okay, if they have a copy, I'll pick it up, and they did. So
you got the huge controller with it?
yeah, the aim controller. It's pretty cool. It was fun, man. I played with 3 random dudes, and it was a blast. We played for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds, and everyone was nice, and it was just really cool, like playing with a group of people and communicating like right away. We're just like, okay, go, he's over your left, and like look behind you, cover our back, and it was all of that. People were rooting for me when I was the last person around, and like cheering when I like killed the other dude on the other team and won the match. Like it was fantastic. Like everyone's been talking about how the community is really like positive, and you wouldn't think with this kind of a game that I would be, right? But for some reason,
yeah, because it's VR.
It's
the
VR.
VR communities are fairly good because everybody wants to have a good time.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh guys, sorry, I got to bow out. I got to pick my kid up from daycare, and then another dude's like, yeah, actually, I got to pick my daughter up from school. See you later. And then we're like, okay, see you later. Have a good day. It was like the most positive online experience I've had in like a long time. And I mean, they got to patch it a little bit. There's some small things about it, like, but for the most part, it feels fantastic. I didn't get any motion sickness. There's a bit of aim controller drift that apparently there's some small things you can do to fix that I haven't tried yet, but it wasn't a huge like deal breaker. You can blind fire around corners, like it's pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm excited to play more once they patch it a little bit. It's a lot of people are playing it right now. It's getting a lot of attention.
Nice.
And the devs have commented right away, like, okay, we're fixing this, we're doing this. We've listened to like the small fixes you guys have suggested, like just things like that. They're right on it because they know that, oh, hey, people bought this. We're going to be better be supporting this. And they're planning on supporting it and adding a lot of stuff. Like it has the whole unlock mechanic from like a typical Call of Duty game. There's different classes. It's really cool. Yeah, so excited. The only thing they didn't have that I was a little disappointed, which probably doesn't make a big, it's not a deal breaker, but there's no zoom, like zoom lenses. There's no like sniper rifles with like a zoom on it. Apparently adding a zoom, it puts too much extra hardware, like processing power to do that extra view in like a sniper rifle zoom that they couldn't add that yet.
Sure.
So they couldn't add that. I would have been nice, but the maps are not that massive that you would need that. I mean, the resolution
might even be better without it. Because,
Yeah.
like in VR, every time I've heard about sniping in VR, it's really hard because you have to hold the controller so steady and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, there's dot sights in this. Like you have to hold the controller in front of your eye and look down the iron sight, and you have to line that dot up, and wherever the dot ends up being, that's where you shoot. So, but there's no zoom to it, which is okay. I just the resolution on PSVR is not that great, so everything looks a little muddy in the distance. But again, the maps are not that huge, and still the sense of place is fantastic. Like the maps are really cool, well designed. There's like a villa at night that feels really cool. It's super cool. So they patch it a little bit more. I'm going to jump back in. So highly recommended. I mean, it's a way to get an aim controller. Is there much to play with an aim controller other than that? Like I threw on Doom finally after owning it since it came out to see if aim controller fixed it. It somewhat fixed it, but they still didn't patch it. Like it feels like the character's arms are growing out of the side of your head. They never fixed that. It's still really janky, so I don't know. I still can't recommend Doom. It's
3 million PSVR users, right? So
these guys have hit it big. I can tell you that. Like I think it's getting a lot of attention, and yeah, they just need to build on it. So.
That's what I like to hear is successes.
Yeah, this is really quite a good success story. Yeah, so I think I don't know how big the dev team is either. I think they're not that big, but they've done a good job. So yeah,
cool.
That's what I played.
So I picked up both Spider-Man and 428. Should we scramble? Which one should we talk about?
I saw
first?
you playing 428 the other day, but I don't know. It's up to you.
Let's get Spider-Man out of the way first. That game is pretty fun in the first like I haven't gone too far, so I can only talk about like maybe the first 2 hours or so. But the swinging mechanic, the traversal mechanic is really fun. It's a third person kind of action adventure game. So I think that's my like whatever Assassin's Creed, Sleeping Dogs game that I'll be playing this year. It'll be this Spider-Man game, which seems like it's the right kind of game. I found that Spider-Man himself is kind of at the very beginning he's very much not armored. He can't take very many hits, so you have to get pretty good at the dodge mechanic in the game pretty early on. And controlling him in a fight is going to take a little bit of getting used to until you unlock more of his skill tree. I think is a big deal. But overall, it's pretty. It's nice to look at. The writing
Is it the
seems
second
good.
coming of video games that everybody on the internet seems to say it is?
No, I mean, like, come on, like, let's be serious. There's none of the reviews are as effusive about Spider-Man as they were about God of War earlier this year. So I don't see it even being like a top 10 for most lists this year. But I think it's a fun game, and it's the right kind of third person game that I want to play. God of War, I was playing for a bit before this, and it's a little bit too self-serious. I want something a little bit lighter, you know.
It's pretty, it's heavy. It's a little heavy. Even though there's humor in God of War, it's still, I think, because I didn't finish it yet either, it sort of starts to...
It's a bit of gallows humor, yeah. a little bit too much abusive dad thing in there for my liking. So
I like that part of it. It's pretty funny, but he's such a jackass. Like, it's pretty... That's part of the humor that I actually like, but he's not mean about it, really. I mean, he is mean, but it's sort of in a...
Yeah, I'm just not in the mood for it.
Yeah, no, you have to be in the mood for that, definitely.
I mean, like Spider-Man, he's there's a real positivity to the character, what he's aiming for, and everything that surrounds him. Like, I don't know, like this iteration of Spider-Man is very much trying to, even though his personal life may not be all put together, like he's having trouble paying for his rent, but he's still like trying to do good in other ways, just more than just being Spider-Man. Like one of them is that Aunt May like works in a homeless shelter and stuff, and he helps out during that stuff. He's working with pre-Dr. Octopus, Octavius, and they're trying to really do things to help the world. So there's just like a lot of positive influence in this game. It doesn't feel like there's no negging going on, nothing too bad right now, and I kind of want that kind of relief right now. So
yeah, that's like, yeah, I can hear you. It's cool.
And then Shibuya Scramble. That's a game.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. For me, I was going into it like I played my share of visual novels. I played all kinds of them. So most of them involve either like voice acting, a really good story, and different paths for you to pick and choose. Some of them may be a little bit more stylish in how they handle like cut scenes or end scenes and things like that. 428 really takes that and kind of spins it on its head a little bit. It's more like you have a story that you are unraveling, and by that I mean they have a unique system where you can jump from one character's perspective to another at any time, and what ends up happening is changes and choices you make on other characters will end up affecting other characters' timelines. So in a certain way, you're kind of unraveling a story and trying to push things towards a certain conclusion, rather than concentrating on a particular character or a particular storyline. So, for example, like one of the first scenes is you're chasing. You play as a cop, as one half of the story for the very first first scene, and you also play as a character who's kind of like he's an ecological kind of guy who likes picking up garbage and is a nice guy, quote unquote, a nice guy, stereotypical nice guy. So the cops are staking out a kidnapping, ransom situation, and the stories will intertwine in certain ways. Like the guy will come in and try to talk to the person who's passing off the money, and because he interferes with that, they try and arrest him, and then the bad guy gets away. So in the other guy's character story, you have to kind of change when his timing is, when he'll talk to the girl, and that will free up the officers, and basically their timeline will change, and different things will happen. So you kind of unravel a story in that way rather than just go straight ahead. And it's really well done, very stylish, with cutting between different scenes and storylines. There's a lot of humor in it, like fun kind of humor that I think is pretty funny most of the time. There is no voice acting in the game, though. That's something that a lot of people found as a turnoff. But that's something just to go into there with expectations. But I didn't find that I really missed it that much. But yeah, I'm finding it quite entertaining, and the first hour, basically, it's broken up into hours. The first hour is just 2 characters that you can change between. By the time you get to the second hour, it's 5 characters that you can change between. So you can see how more complicated it gets already. So but that's my whole thing about 428. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions about it. But it is a Spike Chunsoft game, so maybe, Tim, that'll appeal to you.
Yeah. I mean, I like the concept, definitely, that whole, like, changing things and going back, and it's interesting.
That's like Siren, right?
Yeah, right.
No. It may be you're right. It's kind of like Siren in that way, but less actiony, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I think that 40 out of 40 from Famitsu, it seems like a lot for that game. Right now, I think it's definitely beyond like what a regular visual novel is. So I can see how they could end up giving it a lot.
Especially not long ago, right?
Yeah, because this is a re-release, so.
Money hat or what? Money hat for that 40?
That seems like an odd game to even spend money on, right? Would they have like
Nintendogs though?
Yeah, like, maybe it legitimately is good.
I bought a game called Phil's Epic Philipix Adventure, and I fucking hate it every single time I start it. I hate the art. I hate the name.
Okay. I gotta look this up. Phil's, it has Phil in it multiple times.
Phil?
Yeah.
Apostrophe S. Phil's.
Mm-hmm.
Like the man's name.
There's your first mistake. Playing a game that has Phil's in the. Okay, go ahead.
The next word is epic.
Epic. That's another one. Error.
Which is my second mistake. Philipix is the only thing that I like about it, because Philipix is a style of puzzle adventure, which is also fuck. So I hate everything about it except for the puzzle, and the puzzles are fun. So.
Oh, I get it. It's a pun. Philipix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is another nonogram Picross thing, isn't it?
No, it's not Picross. It's
the art
a different
looks
thing.
atrocious.
Yeah, it's awful.
There's a dude with a mustache.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't talk about this shit anymore.
Oh my god, Chris, you got a problem, bud.
Don't, because I like puzzle games, and so it doesn't matter what the wrapper looks like if I can play a puzzle game.
It does in this case.
No, but it's few and far between. The puzzles are massive, like they're huge. And so imagine as a comparison point, maybe it's not totally fair, but say that Picross, what's the maximum it gets now? Like 20 by 15.
Something like that, yeah.
Imagine if it was like, I don't know, 100 by 300.
Jesus Christ.
They're huge. Like to the point where like I'll start one and I'll play for an hour and I still have no idea what the picture is. They're huge. It used to be a 3DS game. I didn't play it on 3DS, and I saw it on Switch. I was like, I'll bite on that. So I've been picking away here and there. It's kind of if there's a TV show I'm watching that I'm only kind of half watching, this is I'll play Phil's Epic Philipix Adventure.
Phil looks like, oh, that's awful, dude. I feel bad for you. I feel bad. Like I know you're gonna keep playing it too.
No, I don't regret it. It's fun. I like video
You
games.
just said that you hate it.
Yeah, I hate the aesthetic and I hate the name and I hate there's a lot that I hate about
music?
it. But
How much was the
So,
Switch version?
I don't know, like $10.
Okay.
But it's lots of content and I like puzzles, so I always feel like I have to have a puzzle game on the go that I can just kind of pick up and play for a little bit and then put down.
Yeah.
And this fills that void.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
And that's the end of the show, guys.
What you know what I was you know what show I picked up recently again?
It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
gonna say
never
that.
dropped that. I never dropped that. That never stopped. I got into Game Center CX again. Watched a bunch of
Oh
episodes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
The thing that prompted it was did you guys see that figure coming out?
Mm-hmm. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I fucking
You bought
bought
You know, I can't blame you for that. I saw it too.
It's pretty
It's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
And so
I would get rid of. I would only have that. I know you have a lot of stuff.
yeah, but I want to get
where are
rid
you
of a
gonna
bunch of
put
the
it?
other stuff. Well, I got to redo this. I got to either get a new cabinet, a new glass case,
But just have one for him.
or just yeah, get rid of all the shelves.
Everything
just have them
else.
on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, it doesn't come out till next year sometime.
Oh, okay.
But I got my pre-order in, so that's good.
How much was it?
Like 80 US.
Oh God.
It's a Figma, so yeah, that
How
makes
big
sense.
is it?
I like 6 inches tall.
Oh, it's Well, I figured it should.
But it looks cool though, and it's I don't know. It seems
use
like one of those
accessories.
things that doesn't come along very often. So I'll throw some money towards that.
Yeah.
So I've been watching the show again, and I watched today. I watched the one for Altered Beast.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Oh, okay. Where you? How you getting this show?
You know what? You two can get it right now. Every episode, every season.
All right, I might watch some of this. Very good.
It's I love that guy.
I know. Yeah, he's
I
great.
love him. And do you know what's cool? Like my wife loves him. Just she doesn't really watch the show, but every once in a while she'll be like in the room when I'm watching it, and she's like, "This guy is so good." I'm like, "Right?
Yep.
He's such a good dude."
Yeah. He's great.
Do you have any Game Center CX moments that you that kind of stand out for you as being up there for?
It's a good question.
His marathons are all pretty
Yeah,
good.
they're all great. I mean, the best marathon is, in my opinion, is the Mighty Bomb Jack. I think was.
I didn't love that.
No.
You know what my favorite episode is? My favorite moment on the show.
Finish
And
it to go is also really good.
I didn't see that one, but it
Yeah.
sounds like it would be awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah.
There was one, and this is not because of Iwata, like the whole memorial thing.
Oh
whatever, but
yeah.
did you see the fucking episode where what was was it
Yeah, the
Xevious
balloon
that they were
fight.
playing? Balloon fight, that's right.
It's amazing.
But the episode's really good because they talk about Xevious and how Game Freak that makes
Yep.
Pokemon started
Yep.
by making a Xevious fanzine.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the fanzine thing. It's crazy. Yeah.
And then there's like the joke about, I don't know, I think about that a lot too, like the
Yeah.
Chacho Cacho thing made me laugh so hard. If you're looking for, if you have no idea what we're talking about, there's a show called Game Center CX. Look up the episode featuring Balloon Fight, and I think that's a good entry to the show.
It is. Yeah.
It's so strong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
The
gonna watch
stars.
that after
I
this.
think he was 30 at the time. Year old man. He's a comedian, part of a duel called Yoiko, and they're pretty funny and famous in Japan. And this is his thing for going on how many years now?
It's in season 20. I think it started in 2003.
Yeah, something like that. And
He's not
just
even
been-
like he's a pretty big, I think, deal there now, right? Everyone loves him.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't live in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
Even here when he came, that episode was
Yeah.
fun too. Ray Barnholt was at the from. He was such a freak. He dressed up as yeah. I already know that was pretty cringeworthy, but
Jeremy Parrish and Ray Barnold, and all of them were in
oh,
San
Jeremy was
Francisco
there too.
Miners,
Yeah. The Retronauts guys. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I would have gone too. I would have wore that outfit if I owned it.
Shacho Kacho.
Sweet.
The Korean one's also pretty good because you
Yeah.
got those crappy
games. That is a good episode. That's a great episode, especially because I've been to Korea, so it's sort of right. It's got a bit more of a yeah. That episode's awesome. The fake Game Boy games, because Korea too, like no one plays console games. Like everyone, they just
the karaoke
No one buys
karaoke
games there.
NES game.
yeah.
And apparently, like because he went there to buy the fake ones, like apparently he sold out of all those fake ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
later
bet.
on.
Oh yeah, I would have won. And like how he meets those random Japanese people that recognize him in Korea.
Yeah,
It's pretty
no,
funny.
he was pretty famous even then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his comedian stuff was already famous. He was like already on like one of the most famous comedian shows
Right.
in
Oh, I
Japan
see.
before even starting all that. So, yeah.
I had to watch that Korean episode again. All right. Go and watch some. We should watch it together after that. I got to do some work though.
We still got some what's that show called?
Yeah. Tonagawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pretty big break. Right? It's not weekly right now.
Oh, okay.
Last week was they took a break or something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I guess there's more scheduled. So
All right. Sweet.
it's good.
Initial fall season.
I'm yawning. That means I'm so Keenan.
Yeah, I'll be going to India in late October, so
Again.
get ready for that again, guys.
Yeah,
Try to
you-
find some. Try to find some video games like rip-off games. Bring them back.
I'm not going
Go to some
anywhere outside of my
random
hotel.
market.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Because I'm a racist.
That's what I was hunting for.
Just gave it to him.
That seemed too easy. It wasn't as satisfying as I was hoping it would. All right, we'll talk to you guys maybe next week.
Yeah,
Probably next week.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wouldn't be a
All
problem.
right.
All right. Good night.